Welcome back. Well, breastfeeding in public can always prompt a heated debate. One mom opened herself up to criticism and praise when she tweeted Delta's customer service account asking about its breastfeeding policy. Here's the back and forth on Twitter. Take a look. Lindsay tweets this. What's your breastfeeding policy? I'll be flying with my 10-week-old son, and he won't nurse with a cover or take a bottle. Thanks. Delta responds with this tweet. Lindsay, unfortunately, you are not able to breastfeed if you don't have a cover-up. I'm sorry. Lindsay says, my flight is 6 hours, and he needs to eat every 2 hours. What do you suggest? Delta responds back with this tweet. I would suggest pumping if you can and bringing it on board with you. You are allowed to bring breast milk on board. And Lindsay tweets back, I've tried since he was born to get him to eat from a bottle, and he absolutely won't, so that's not an option. So even though I am legally allowed to breastfeed without a cover, you're saying I can't? Is there a Delta written policy? Couple hours go by, and Delta responds with this. Delta welcomes breastfeeding mothers and babies on our flights. We apologize for the misinformation earlier. So there you have it on Twitter. Joining us now is the mom, Lindsay Janes, via Skype. Lindsay, it's good to talk to you about this. Were you surprised at the passionate back and forth? I know when you tweeted that to Delta saying, what's your policy? Last I looked, it got 18 retweets. Were you surprised at all at the response that you got?
Hugely surprised. I really didn't think that this was going to blow up the way that it has. But I now understand that it's a really important issue to many moms, and there's really passionate views on both sides.
Yeah, there is. There's a woman, while waiting for Delta to respond to you, she tweeted this. Seriously, can't wait for Delta's apology. Loyal to them for 10 plus years, but will boycott for this. And another mom wrote an article that you responded to, by the way, and her last line is, let's just normalize it, people. Does that just sum it up for you? Like, this should be a normal thing. I'm a mom. I have a new baby. Why not allow me to do this? Is that what you wanted to get out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I feel. It seems like, you know, before formula became the really popular thing, everyone was breastfeeding everywhere, and there weren't covers back then, and it was totally normal. And it's really normal in pretty much every other country besides the U.S. Here, we seem to have somehow just sexualized breasts, and everyone loves them until there's a baby attached to one.
Yeah, that was a fascinating blog and article that woman wrote. I read the whole thing, and she talks about just that. Lindsay, why did you tweet this? Did you think that's the quickest way to get a response? Did you think about it much instead of being on the phone?
Yeah, no, I actually did call first, and the person that initially answered the phone didn't have an answer, and they said, maybe try going on Twitter, but I'll put you on hold and try and get an answer. I was on hold almost 45 minutes, finally got kind of annoyed at waiting, and so I just did go on Twitter and ask the question. And a lot of the questions and the backlash to me has been that, I purposely went online and posted it and went to seek the media because I want attention and it's a publicity stunt. And that's not how this started at all. All I wanted was a simple written policy to print out and take on the plane with me just in case there were any issues.
Well,
because I knew about the lawsuit with the woman that had gotten kicked off the plane a few years ago.
Yeah, you were planning ahead. That's a smart thing, by the way, of the cutest baby. We were looking at pictures. Are you planning on flying Delta? Because I know the flight you were asking about hasn't happened yet. It's scheduled for the end of March. Will you be flying Delta?
I honestly haven't decided yet. I'm really waiting to see how they end up handling this. Delta's been my favorite airline for years, honestly. I have all my frequent flyer miles with them. I really only need one more flight again to qualify and have enough miles for a free flight. And with a newborn, I'm trying to save as much money as possible. So it just made sense to stick with the same airline that I've used for years. And their response really shocked me.
Well, I've been looking at your Twitter account. There's been some negativity as well. You've been handling it well. Will you keep us posted, Lindsay?
I will. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.